From pulling massive back-to-back gold heist,
it's repeat from Espo, it's repeat from the European Championships, is it, or are the Dutch holding on?
To clutch performances which led from last to first in 200 meters.
But back from nowhere, the Kenyan Mary Mora.
These are the most epic running finals ever recorded. One leg, one last surge. 2023 European Under-23 Championship. Women's 4x400 relay final. Poland was back. 3 titles in 10 years. Of course, they were favorites.
Poland will be no surprise to hear that they won this title 2013, 2017 on home soil in Bydgoszcz, and 2019 most recently.
Then there was France. Louise Marival was on the anchor leg. She had run the 400 hurdles final earlier that same day. So, was there anything actually left in the tank? Then, the gun went off.
So instead, we'll let her hand over to Alexandra Formella. Terrific split that she ran in the heats. And look at this lead that the Poles appear to have at this point. She gets ready to hug the inside.
Poland was moving beautifully. Formella's split was electric and the gap was real. Germany, Switzerland, and Spain were chasing. France sat in fourth. This was done and dusted for them.
Now handing over to this final leg. And Poland been very much closed down on that third one. Swiss, the only quartet that can live with this pace now. Spain in third, then France.
And then came the final 100 meters. And out of nowhere, there was Marival.
Drost of Poland grits her teeth. Can she come back through on the inside? Is this going to be a four-way battle? Gubelman of Switzerland surely going to seal this now. Marival still there for France. Oh my word!
0.02 of a second was the margin that handed France gold. Poland, the favorites, finished fourth. The greatest just got greater. The stage was set for the women's 1500 meters during the 2025 Eugene Pre-Classic. Faith Kipyegon was there, chasing history again.
Kipyegon then. Well, many of you may have watched last week where she tried to break the 4-minute mile, first woman ever to do it. That was always going to be a tough ask.
She had tried the 4-minute mile just days earlier in Paris, but failed. But she had passed 1500 meters faster than the standing world record. She knew something the rest of the field didn't. Jess Hull was the only one willing to find out what that was.
Pacemaker steps aside. Faith Kipyegon says, then it'll be up to me. Well, it's up to you and Jess Hull here because the Australian is doing what she did in the Paris Diamond League around about this time last year.
Through 700 meters, only 3 remained.
It's going to have to be a sub-60 last lap if she's going to break the world record. Kipyegon.
Going to be very tough indeed, Steve. Hull breathing down neck.
Then 2.
And Kipyegon kicks at 300 to go, and all of a sudden there's a gap there. Well, Teji is still trying to hang on to Jess Hull, who bravely tried to stay with Kipyegon.
Then Kipyegon kicked.
She's got a chance here. Faith Kipyegon is chasing it down. If she breaks it, it won't be by much. Faith Kipyegon going for the world record. Has she got it? Yes, she has!
At that point, Kipyegon knew her legendary status had been cemented. She hit the floor, then she won. 2008 Big Ten Indoor Championships. Women's 600 meters, 3 laps, and Dorniden, the defending NCAA 800-meter champion, was the name everyone had circled.
And Dorniden is probably going to be your favorite. She actually won the NCAA championships in 2006 in the 800, but she only won 1 Big Ten championship in the 2 years.
Nobody seemed to notice Fawn Dorr, but she went to the front anyway.
That's Fawn Dorr moving into the lead, a sophomore from Penn State.
Then, something nobody could have scripted happened.
Dorniden falling down, gets up quickly, but that's going to cost her.
She was gone, and the race was over. But was it?
Dorniden coming down the stretch from the outside. Dorniden coming on strong. Dorniden all the way. Dorniden. Yes, she did it.
She hit the floor, found her feet, and outran everyone to the line. Nobody saw her coming. USC needed to win the women's 4x400 relay final at the 2018 NCAA Outdoor Championships or miss the team title, and things were not going as expected.
Oregon passes first, then Purdue, then LSU. and a terrible pass and a really tough leg for Kentucky. They are well back.
By the third exchange, things went from bad to worse.
Her split's going to be interesting.
Oh, and USC bobbles the baton at the pass.
It was over for USC, but Kendall Ellis took the baton anyway.
But Purdue is winning this race so far. Janaea Mitchell for Purdue on the anchor, Kendall Ellis for USC now.
Up until the last 100 meters, USC were clearly out of it. Then it all shifted.
Here comes SC.
USC is not going to catch Purdue, I don't think. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. USC wins the women's team title in the last meter of the 4x4.
USC won the team title by the narrowest of margins, 50 seconds on the split. The race that never really ended. At the 1985 Athletics World Cup, the United States knew one thing. Winning the men's 4x400 relay final was non-negotiable.
And it begins with the United States of America in an apparently unassailable lead and with a very, very hot squad indeed in this race.
Walter McCoy opened with 45 seconds flat. Oceania second. The Soviets were chasing points, not medals.
Oceania chasing home in second place at the moment, and they got Darren Clark to come on their anchor leg. The Africans challenging the Soviet Union.
Then came the final exchange, and something went horribly wrong.
And so to the final leg, and Mike, oh, and a terrible confusion there.
The baton was almost lost.
And Mike Franks takes over the baton, but has lost vital ground, and Armstead seems to be pushed and has fallen onto the infield.
What happened next was either the greatest anchor leg ever run or the most chaotic finish in relay history.
Now the crowd booing in response to that earlier incident. What a controversy, what a finish to this World Cup as the Africans are pushing back. But look at Franks, what a fantastic effort by Franks, unbelievable run.
Franks ran them all down. Then more drama ensued.
Look at the finish. Look at the finish. Tremendous, look at this, man. Look at the finish. Look at this, tremendous. There's not coming up. See, move back.
Then the protests started. Then the disqualifications for Team Africa for finishing without the baton. By the end, the US carried the day. But to be fair, nobody was quite sure who had actually won. France does it again. It was the 2023 World Under-20 Championships Women's 4x400 Relay Final. Germany led through 3 legs, the Netherlands right behind them. France sat third.
So Lega at the front, she's going to hand over to Krausienska.
Then Kwaku took the baton and started running people down.
And if they take too much of a breather, they'll be wary that Manuel is trying to close. So is Kwaku.
She was closing fast, but Germany was still ahead, still in control, until they weren't.
Oh my word, it's repeat from Espoo, it's repeat from the European Championships, is it, or are the Dutch holding on?
200ths of a second. France got the gold. She let them all pass, then won. It was the women's 800-meter final at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Keely Hodgkinson, Olympic silver, world silver, was finally running on home soil. The gold medal felt inevitable.
She is really, really confident. She believes in her ability. Herself and coach Trevor Painter have made such strides in the last couple of years.
Mary Moraa had other ideas. The Kenyan went out hard through the first 200 meters, then did something nobody expected.
On the inside, Poole still very much in the mix. It's all teed up for a big, big last lap.
Poole takes the lead at the bell, 56.5 seconds.
She let the entire field pass her. With 300 meters left, she was last. Then, something came off the final bend.
Mora coming back. But my goodness me, she's got a huge amount of ground to make up.
Mora was about to save Birmingham with one of the most legendary moves in the history of the Commonwealth Games.
Poole on the inside, Mora's pushing, but Keely Hodgkinson grits her teeth. The Kenyan Mary Moraa, 1:57.07.
Gold for Mary Moraa. Hodgkinson, on her own turf, picked up silver again. Moraa had planned every single step of it. Subscribe for more videos like this.